Alright, we're back with Bro and Bro. My last thing got a little bit interrupted. We're talking about the playoffs. As I was saying, my wild cards. I picked, Tennessee. We all know I picked them to make the playoffs. And I think they'll beat Tennessee in Week 17 and in the first round of the playoffs. I also picked Pittsburgh to overcome Tim Tebow and the Denver Broncos. In the NFC, I picked New Orleans to stop Atlanta. Once again, they're going to take care of business against them. Drew Brees is on a mission. And then the Giants and the Lions is my other wild card matchup. That's going to be a really good matchup. But I think Eli Manning, another quarterback, as I've said, is very underrated. And I think he will take care of business. And I think he's got something special up his sleeve this year. Maybe not a Super Bowl, but he's going to do something big in the playoffs. Then in the divisional round, Patriots and Titans. Patriots, their defense, horrible. Statistically, will be the worst pass defense ever in the history of the NFL. But they'll also have statistically the second best passing offense in the history of the NFL. So which would you rather have? Offense that can't be stopped or a defense that can't stop nobody? Well, I would rather have Tom Brady because Tom Brady has 3 Super Bowls and 2 MVPs and countless records, and he has so many weapons offensively. Now, I am a little skeptical just because the Patriots last 2 years, they've had that number one seed and haven't gone anywhere in the playoffs. So I'll be happy with one playoff win. I know we should want a Super Bowl. That's what we dream about. That's what we want for our teams. But a moral victory for me would be one playoff win for the Patriots. And I think they'll get that. Tennessee just doesn't have the firepower. They have a decent defense, but not enough to match up with all the weapons. They don't have enough pressure or nothing like that. So I think New England will take care of Tennessee easily. Baltimore and Pittsburgh, I just hope these people annihilate each other and injure every single player that means anything because whoever wins this would be playing New England. Baltimore has won the 2 meetings against Pittsburgh this year, but I don't think they can make it 3 in a row. Joe Flacco, this will be his first home playoff game. He's played 7 road playoff games, so being at home will be an advantage. But at Pittsburgh, they're a playoff team. They're playoff tested. So was Baltimore, but I like Pittsburgh in this game for the simple fact it's going to come down to quarterback play, and I like Big Ben more than Joe Flacco to make big plays in the playoffs. Flacco has yet to really make big plays in the playoffs. He relies on that defensive running game a little bit too much. So that's something he needs to grow on is making plays. In the NFC, start with San Francisco and New Orleans. If this game had been in San Francisco, I probably would pick San Francisco. Not because New Orleans is bad or San Francisco is better, but outdoors, Breeze and the Saints offense doesn't roll as much as they do inside a dome. And I think San Francisco will be able to play their game a little bit more. But being outdoors in that tough environment, I need to stop talking because this game is in San Francisco. I apologize. San Francisco has the first round bye. They were the number 2 seed.
They're still fighting for that.
Based on my
Oh,
predictions, I'm going to rewind that, but I'm still going to pick New Orleans. Even though I just said if it was in San Francisco, I would pick the Saints. It's going to be a closer game with it being at home for San Francisco. But quarterback play, again, you need great quarterbacks, I believe, to do great things in the playoffs. And Alex Smith, I know people what's that quarterback's name? He's an analyst on NFL. He was a quarterback on the Ravens.
Troy Smith.
No, he was a white guy. Trent Dilfer. I know game managers like Trent Dilfer. They've won Super Bowls, so it can be done. But I don't think Trent Dilfer ever faced an offense like New Orleans. So Alex Smith, I don't think will get it done. It'll be a lot closer, but I think New Orleans will win that one. And then my upset, huge upset. I think the Giants will knock off the Packers and they will be one and done. I believe that because the Packers' patchwork offensive line, who's going to stop Kiwanuka and Tuck? Human will be healthy by then.
The
Jason
Packers offensive
Pierre-Paul,
line.
their offensive line is horrible.
Yeah.
And they will not be able to stop him. They can't run the ball, so it'll be pass rush, and Rodgers will get hurt,
And the
and they
Giants
will
are
lose.
the Giants are
And
good outdoors too.
yes, they are. And it'll it's the Giants game. That game is the Giants. So then my championship games, New England and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh won in the season. I've liked Pittsburgh all along. I like the Patriots. Everyone knows that's my team. Pittsburgh has the personnel to match up with New England's offense. Pittsburgh also has the offense to take advantage of New England's defense, as we saw in their previous matchup. It was a close game, had that bad call with the ball went out of the end zone. It should have been a touchback. Not a touchdown, but that's neither here nor there. They still lost. So I think Pittsburgh would win, even though the game would be in New England. It doesn't matter for Pittsburgh because they're Pittsburgh, and I think they would win. And then New Orleans and the Giants. Well, New Orleans can run the ball, and I think that would be the difference against the Giants. Unlike the Packers, who I had the Giants beating, New Orleans can run the ball. They can keep it off balance, and that would be the difference. I think would be their balanced attack. So then my Super Bowl, I have the Saints playing the Steelers. Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, two of the great quarterbacks in the game. Two fairly even matched teams. When you look at it from Pittsburgh's defense to New Orleans offense, I think the difference in this game will be Pittsburgh's offense against the Saints' defense. I just think Pittsburgh will be able to do just enough to get by. I think their defense will come up with a big play when it matters, and a close game. But I picked Pittsburgh to win the Super Bowl. Those are my playoff predictions. Who knows what will happen? A lot can happen. Some of my teams might not even make the playoffs, but it's fun to predict things and give theories behind them. Thanks.